Hey guys, what's up? It's Jake, and today we are going to be talking about TENTS in Dayz Standalone, and pretty much everything you need to know about them, from where to find them, what they look like, what they hold, how big they are, and even what they weigh. So, let's go ahead and jump right into the video so we do not waste any time with our favorite old bland tent, the civilian tent, as it's commonly known as. The civilian tent takes about 12 slots. I shouldn't say about, it takes exactly 12 slots. It holds 60 slots worth of items. It has a weight value of 2,600 and is considered rare by the Dayz Wiki, although I disagree because honestly, if you go into one of these apartments here that you're seeing in the background, you're pretty much guaranteed to find one per apartment, and where there's one apartment, there's more apartments, so if you don't find one in your first building, you're going to find one in all of them. In fact, in this video, I found two on the very first floor and a car tent, so, and that could be just me, but yeah, they're not too rare, at least aren't anymore. The cool thing about these, though, versus the other tents, or compared to the other tents, is that they can be carried in your backpack, and they don't take up a ridiculous amount of space. So, I mean, like, if you've got a backpack like the one I have here, you will see in a bit that they actually don't take up that much space. Yeah, so you can fit them on there comfortably, find your nice spot, and as you run, you know, you can have your gun out, so not too shabby. The car tent is quite the weird tent because even though it's called the car tent and looks like it could store a car, it's very hard to even fit a car in here, and at the current state of the game, they serve no purpose, like as in relating to cars. Cars are already persistent, and putting it in one of these tents only makes it more likely that your car will be found, to be honest. So I recommend storing your car away from your car tent. That way, if somebody finds your car tent, then maybe you still have your nice car. So yeah, that's that. But besides that, they still can be used to store items. The car tent itself takes up 28 slots in size, and it holds 168 slots of items. So that is many times more than the civilian tent, although it is many times easier to be seen, like, you know, spotted. It's easier to find than the civilian tent. And it has a weight value of 50,000, which, by the way, the weight values aren't too important at this state in the game because stamina is not that big of an issue, or any issue at all, really. But once it becomes an issue, I believe, you know, carrying these tents is going to be quite, you'll have to put thought to it. Like, you know, do I want to freaking wreck my stamina because this tent weighs 50,000? So, that's that. Like the civilian tent, this tent is considered rare, and I might consider this one rare. From my personal experience, I find more civilian tents than car tents, but it wasn't much of a struggle to find this tent. I just started checking apartment buildings, and I think it was like the third building had one in it, and then I ended up finding another one too. So anyways, the most important thing to note about the car tent, though, is that it cannot be carried in the backpack, and it also cannot be carried on your back. It must be carried in your hands. Next up here, we have the military tent backpack. Yes, that's right, it has the word backpack in the name. The reason that is because while it is 72 slots in size, that is not even at all in any way, shape, or form important to know, because you will not be fitting this thing in a backpack. This thing is 72 slots in size, like I said, which is way too big for any backpack, and even if they had one that size, it just doesn't fit. Way too freaking big. It has a weight value of 20,000, so it's actually lighter than the car tent, interestingly enough, although it holds 252 items. It has 252 slots, which is almost 100 more than the car tent, although, like I said, it weighs less than half the car tent, which will be important come stamina in the future. For some reason, the military tent backpack is only considered uncommon, while the other two are considered rare. To be honest, I find this backpack, or this tent, just as much, if not less. I mean, it just seems, I seem to find all of these just about the same amount. The car tent might be slightly rare, but that's good because it's pretty much pointless. I don't like them. They're very easy to find. They're just this black thing in the woods if you hide it. But the military tent one is at least green, although none of these are honestly very easy to hide. I think in the future, they really, and I mean really, they need to add some sort of way to camouflage these things, because if you put a tent down on a private server that has a high population pretty much all day long, it will get raided eventually, it seems like, unless you go way, way, way out of your way to hide it, which I realize that's part of the point, and you guys that hide your own tents, very proud of you guys, because, you know, it's a lot of work, and it's fun, and it's, you know, it's the only sort of base building in Dayz currently, and it's a good old way to have fun, and a good way to store your stuff, of course, especially with this military tent, considering it has 252 slots. Now, like I said, though, this tent also has the word backpack in the title, and there's a reason for that, and that's because it can be worn on your back. While it's on your back, though, it does not have any storage. Like you can't pack it up and then keep all the stuff inside and wear it on your back. And when you put it on your back, there's not even like a few slots. Although personally, I think it should have like 8 slots available when it's on your back. Just because, I mean, if you had a real tent on your back, you could squish a couple cans of pop in there, maybe a rag and a knife, So I think it shouldn't be 100% pointless on your back. I think it should have a few slots. So yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening today about tents, and I want you guys to tune in the comment section down below and give me your thoughts on tents. Should they add more? Should they add some sort of camouflage? What kind of camouflage should they add? What do you guys think? What is your favorite tent? Because I know some people prefer the military tent. I know some prefer the small tent. And no, saying a barrel is not an answer to your favorite tent. Barrels, of course, are pretty much everybody's favorite because they're the easiest to hide. So what is your favorite tent? And make sure to drop a like, drop a subscribe. I know, that's my phrase. And drop a dislike, I guess, if you dislike the video. But I hope to see all of you in my next video.